And I was a brilliant student. No semester that I missed the dean's list.
Then she goes on to ask, what does certifying a document even mean?
Obi King to ease no eye, coming out with the music to ease your mind.
Hi guys, it's Obi King once again in the house with another video for you guys. Today I want to dissect the deposition of the Chicago State University registrar by name of Caleb Westberg. In my last video I covered the documents in Tinubu's file that were submitted to Atiku following the ruling by court judge. This time around we are going into the meat of the matter, which is the deposition. So this is where the Chicago State University registrar spoke on everything he knows regarding Tinubu's documentation in that school. It's time to find out what was really said by Chicago State University regarding this matter. We're going to get into it right now, but before we do, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe, especially if you enjoy this content. So this is the certified deposition document. It's gotten from Premium Times. I can keep the link in the description for you to download yourself. And like I said, it covers the deposition of the Chicago State University registrar by name of Caleb Westberg on October 3rd, 2023. Now, for most of this video, what I'm going to be covering is the cross-examination between Atiku's lawyer that goes by the name of Angela Liu and Caleb Westberg, who is representing Chicago State University, because that's where a lot of the revelations were gotten. So at the beginning of the deposition, Atiku's lawyer, Angela Liu, introduced herself to the witness, Caleb Westberg. It was his first time ever coming to court and giving such a deposition. So she just put him through the process, made him aware that everything he's saying will be under oath, telling him to answer all questions except his lawyer says otherwise, because his lawyer was there as well. And his lawyer objected to some of the questions that were asked, but even then he was still obligated to answer. So even if you see objection and he still answers, he still goes into the record. So the drama started from page 18 of the deposition documents, where Atiku's lawyer asked how come the school doesn't keep their records electronically. It would have been very simple if they had Tinubu's record somewhere. They would just print out a new one for him and would have been past all this. But Mr. Caleb came out with a bombshell that they don't keep their records electronically, like at all. So on page 18, Angela Liu asked, and you don't have these documents electronically? Mr. Westberg said, correct. How did you determine that these diplomas were issued by CSU in 1979? Because they say they were. Any other reason? No. And where were they found? In our record room. So Angela Liu goes on to ask, so you said these documents are not in electronic form, correct? Correct. So what is the cutoff, the date cutoff for keeping the documents manually rather than digitally? He then responds, are you asking when did we start tracking documents digitally? She says yes. He responds, we moved to Elushiambana in 1996. It is our student information center. And so documents prior to 1996, you would not have an electronic form. Correct. And for those diplomas after 1996, you have those stored in electronic form? No. That's what he said. So at what point do you store diplomas in electronic form? He responded, we do not, ever. So the image that the CSU registrar is trying to give about their file system is that it's totally manual. Like they don't have any electronic record of their students, and they just have a system of file cabinets, in their building, where they just keep all the files of all their students. It's very strange, for an American university. Even Nigerian universities use the internet, use online methods to at least back up their results. At least I know mine does. So on page 26 of the document, Mr. Westberg confirmed that the school does not have any copy of the diploma that was issued to Tinubu in 1979. Angela Liu asked on page 27, and so CSU, after going through every diploma, was unable to find an authentic copy of any diploma that CSU issued to Tinubu in 1979. Is that correct? Mr. Westberg responded, we did not find any diploma issued by CSU in 1979 to Mr. Tinubu. But you retain copies of some diplomas but not others. Is that correct? He responded, when we have a copy of the diploma, it's because a student didn't pick it up. In this university, once they give out their diploma to somebody that has graduated, they don't have any other copy with them in the school. Like once they've given it out, they've given it out. There is no proof that they gave it out. It's just out. If you picked up your diploma, it means your diploma is not there. If your diploma is there, it means you did not pick it up. So basically, they confirmed that Tinubu's diploma is not there. On page 29 of the deposition document, is established that you cannot reorder your certificate, your diploma from Chicago State University in the same format of the year that it was given. Like they don't have a template to reproduce your diploma. Like I said, once your diploma is gone, it's gone. And they also explain that they don't keep any diploma. That's whether you've collected it or you've not collected it. They don't keep it in the student file, that they keep it in their record room. It's also on this page that he confirms that they have one diploma of Tinubu in their record room, which is the diploma that bore June 27, 1979. This is the diploma I'm talking about. This is the diploma that was produced by the university on subpoena, and it's the one that contains 27th day of June 1979. And this is the same diploma that Tinubu said is wrong, that somebody, a clerk in the university, must have made a mistake and gotten the date wrong and the logo and some other things. The CSU registrar says they have this one in their custody in the record room. So they are also saying that by virtue of this diploma being in their record room, it means that it has not been given out. That means Tinubu never came to collect this document. He's kind of saying that, okay, at some point, maybe Tinubu ordered for this document, but he never collected it. So a lot of this is explained on page 33 of the document. On page 34, Mr. Westberg goes on to say that it's not possible for a third party to come and collect your diploma on your behalf at that university. So Mr. Westberg said that they always verify that the request for diploma is always coming from the student themselves before they start to process it, that there is no third party can come and want to collect results on somebody's behalf. This is funny because we had a lot of headlines from Festus Keyamo in the past week saying that there was a third party that submitted Tinubu's result, that Atiku should look for that third party. But from this deposition, they are saying that there is no way a third party would have gone and collected the results from the university. So that's just a moot point. So it's on page 40 and 41 of this deposition document that the school registrar basically confirmed that that diploma that was submitted to INEC by Tinubu did not come from them, that they did not give Tinubu any diploma like that in 1979. Angela Liu asked, so CSU doesn't know of any diploma dated 1979 like the INEC diploma that has ever been issued, correct? Is a simple yes or no answer, to which CSU registrar Mr. Westberg answered, sure. That's correct. He said yes. And CSU has no basis that the INEC diploma was issued by CSU, correct? To which Mr. Westberg said the student in question graduated from university in June 22, 1979. We are not qualified to verify whether this document is authentic, given that it's not in our possession. After this, he goes on to confirm that it's possible to forge their certificates. And later on in that page 41, Angela Liu goes on to ask, and CSU has no record of issuing this INEC diploma to President Tinubu in 1979, to which the witness answers correct, after which CSU lawyer objected, saying that he has already answered it now. So for context, this is the INEC diploma that we're talking about. I already covered it in an earlier video and the issues with this diploma that was submitted to INEC. So on page 48, the CSU registrar basically confirms that they are not sure if it's President Tinubu that is the same Tinubu that graduated from their university. They are not sure if President Bola Tinubu is the same person on the diploma in their possession or in their student files. There's a letter that the school gave out. They kept giving out to anybody that is asking, that is saying, please be advised that Bola A. Tinubu attended Chicago State University from August 1977 to June 1979. He was awarded a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration with honors on June 22nd, 1979. So basically, the CSU registrar said that a past registrar had written that letter. That's where he got the information from the past registrar's letter. So it was what the past registrar wrote that he too started writing and giving to anybody that was asking. So you can see that in this exchange here. So CSU has no basis to conclude with certainty that the Bola Tinubu who attended CSU is the same Bola Tinubu who is president, correct? And he said, no, we believe they are one in the same. And the lawyer goes on to ask, so CSU is simply assuming that Bola Tinubu is the same person as the president, to which the lawyer objected, the CSU lawyer objected, saying that he has already answered it before, to which he said that is correct. And then in this next page, there was kind of a funny sequence, because when he started sharing this letter himself, saying that Tinubu went to the university, he started using his signature. Well, then after a while, he stopped using his signature. Like the school told him he could stop using his signature. So he wasn't aware that one of those letters with his signature was submitted in court as evidence by Tinubu's team. So at the deposition was the first time he found out. And Ali asked him, are you aware that the to whom it may concern letter that was submitted in Nigerian litigation has your signature on it? After some back and forth, he answered, I am now. That must have been a very scary realization for him. Now, page 55 of the deposition is where I started to get annoyed with this whole thing. Like, I was just annoyed with Chicago State University, as I annoyed with Nigeria, annoyed with my life. The CSU registrar basically confirmed that they don't even have any documentation on the Bola Tinubu whatsoever to even confirm that it's Tinubu. The enclosed documentation is all the record we have for Bola A. Tinubu. We do not have a record of any documentation for a passport, visa, social security card, or driver's license. Additionally, we do not have a record of how tuition was paid during this time of attendance. He was saying that we believe that it's the same Bola Tinubu that is president that graduated from his school. Meanwhile, you don't even have any of his documentation. Like, what kind of school is that? What kind of school is that? You don't have any confirmation that it's the person, but you believe it's the person. Even down to a picture. Now, on page 57, basically, Mr. Westberg said that the only proof that they have that Tinubu that graduated is President Tinubu is the student transcript. It's also on this page that they go on to address the two different birthdays for Tinubu, that appeared, because the birthday in their records, I think it shows 1954. Yeah, as shown on the document, it shows 1954. Meanwhile, Tinubu has submitted to INS that his birth date was 1952. INS is the Immigration and Naturalization Service of US. The Chicago State University registrar said he was not aware. What he was saying is that my hand no deal, that's what is in our student record. That is not aware of this thing. And even if you start to see some frustration coming from Atiku's lawyer, because she just didn't understand how. So even from page 58, that's when Atiku's lawyer started asking him, what about the document that shows a female? That's the Southwest College, the document that is allegedly from the high school that Tinubu entered to enter into this university. So Mr. Westberg confirmed that it shows female, but he was still trying to defend himself, saying that he doesn't know how that one made it, like how they still granted Tinubu admission when that one was showing female. The reason that he gave was that he was not around then. It's something that happened in 1970s and nobody on his staff was around then. That's the reason he gave. He said that we can attest that this is part of the student record. This was received by the university. This is what we have in connection with the student record. Atiku's lawyer was saying, so anything that the university received, you just assume is correct. He still said no. So he said, you are not really sure then that this Bola Tinubu, who is listed as female here, is the same as Bola Tinubu, who is president of Nigeria. He goes on to say he's not saying that either. And she asks, is it because you are not sure that that's why you are not saying that? So he kept saying, no, I'm not saying that because we believe this to be a part of the student record. So he can't attest to whether or not it was caught at the time, but it was submitted and received as part of the student file. The lawyer went on to ask, so everything that is a part of the student file is in your estimation correct? He now protected himself by saying, I'm saying that these are accurate documents that are part of the student file. These are accurately a part of the student file. She asked again, but you are not saying that the information submitted in the documents is correct. He responded, I'm saying I'm able to verify that this is what is part of student file. And this was just the piece de resistance where she asked, but just because a record is a part of the student file doesn't mean that the information is correct, right? To which he now said, you are correct. You know, before all this, I had this idealized version of American universities. Now, I'm sure a lot of American universities, they are very, very prestigious and so, but I didn't know there were universities like this there where things like this can happen. So on page 75 on the deposition documents, there was under Bege. This time around, it surrounded a former lawyer, a former associate counsel of Chicago State University that used to work at this school. Now, this associate counsel was the one that went and started stamping Tinubu's documents in his file as certified true copy. So he did this and submitted them to Tinubu's lawyer at some point by the name of Wole Afolabi. The Chicago State University registrar confirmed from this page that they don't do that. They don't have a practice of certifying documents. So the CSU associate counsel, his name was Jama C.O. They confirmed that he's the one that gave out those documents to Tinubu's lawyer. So they asked, do associate GCs typically certify documents? He said he's not aware of that. Then they asked him, are you aware of any other instance where an associate or documents were certified by CSU lawyers? And he said, no, he's not. Which means, to his knowledge, it's only Tinubu that this thing has happened for in the history of this university. Then she goes on to ask, what does certifying a document even mean? Oh, God. You know, this thing is very funny to me because it kind of draws parallel to our own tribunal that said that they only receive certified true copy from INEC. Meanwhile, in America, they don't even understand what they say. What does certified true copy even mean? The CSU registrar goes on to say, or kind of say, that his own impression was that Jama, or the legal counsel, whoever is, did this on request of Tinubu's lawyer. And I think there are some things to discover here, because as the CSU registrar is saying that he's not really aware, but he's giving more information, say, oh, he thinks it was through email that the request was sent. They asked, okay, do you know what was discussed in that email exchange? He said the request is to certify the documents. He said, have you seen this email before? I don't recall. But then again, when she now asked, so your understanding is Mr. Wole Afolabi emailed Mr. Orr asking for these documents. He now said he's uncertain how the request was made, what format the request was made in. On page 83 and 84, Atiku's lawyer was even asking him if the stamp that Jamal Orr was using to certify those documents are certified true copy, if they were official stamp. And even he doesn't even know if they are official stamp or not. God, this whole story is just tiring. And on this same page, it was now even discovered that lawyer that was certifying everything for Tinubu's lawyer, that few weeks after he submitted those documents to Tinubu's lawyer, the guy left the university, and nobody knows why he left. At least the witness doesn't know why he left. So it's very suspicious. On page 93, Atiku's lawyer basically confirms from the witness that whatever Tinubu submitted to INEC, the INEC diploma, did not originate from the school. And then following this and some few questions, it was now time for Tinubu's own lawyer to do his own examination of the witness. And Tinubu's lawyer's own examination, most of the times he was trying to get the witness to admit that human error sometimes enters this thing. Like there can be human error in these things, during the typing and everything, somebody can make error. They keep bringing up this human error. It was a mistake. Can the human error come from Tinubu? Is it only Chicago State University the human error came from? Are you saying the human error can't come from Tinubu? There is only CSU that is prone to human error, the university clerks. So that's really the best summary from these documents that I can give. Like I said, I'm going to link where you can download the documents in the description so you can read for yourself. Let it not be that I'm saying something I'm trying to push propaganda, because there's a whole lot of that going around these days. I would also suggest for you, if you want to learn more about this, to watch this interesting interview between an investigative journalist in the US by name J. Croydon Palmer. He went to Chicago State University and he's investigating his own school, and he has been investigating his school for a while, I think about 20 years. And this interview, he really exposes a lot that kind of goes on in that university. I must commend Voice of the People for having him on, and I'm going to link it in the description, if you want to watch.
In recent years, and there's been so much that's gone on in Chicago State in the last 10 to 15 years, so it actually does not surprise me that they are in the middle of this international incident. Because of the dysfunction that happens at that university. And it starts at the highest level, being the office of the president of the university, down to the members of the board of trustees who are appointed by the governor of Illinois. So that this sad situation that we're currently talking about is occurring is not a shock to me at all.
Honestly, this whole Tinubu saga is so exhausting. It's really, really exhausting. It's terrible. It's terrible what's going on. Terrible. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also remember that you can write me via mail at obiking2@gmail.com. So thanks so much for watching. Once again, my name is Obi King, and I'll see you guys in the next one.